Minutes before midnight, when the world was preparing to celebrate, Daniel received a call that forced him to face the one thing he'd been avoiding for years. He almost let it ring. He didn't recognize the number. End of the year. Bad timing. But he answered anyway. "Daniel," a weak voice said. "It's Michael." Silence followed. 3 long years without a word. They were brothers, once inseparable, now divided by pride and a bitter argument neither knew how to undo. "I didn't know who else to call," Michael said quietly. "I'm at St. Mary's. The infection spread faster than they expected. They don't know if I'll make it through the night." Daniel closed his eyes. They hadn't spoken since the argument. Silence had felt easier than humility. Outside, the city was already celebrating. Music spilled from passing cars. Fireworks waited for their turn. Daniel sat on the edge of his couch, keys clenched in his hand. He told himself hospitals were for endings, not forgiveness. Then the thought came, quiet and uninvited. What if there isn't another time? He grabbed his coat and left. The hospital lights were harsh and unforgiving. The waiting room smelled of antiseptic and quiet fear. Michael looked smaller in the bed, pale, worn, a man reduced to what mattered. Daniel stopped at the doorway. For a moment, he almost turned back. Michael opened his eyes and smiled faintly. "You came." They sat without filling the silence. No speeches, no rehearsed apologies. "I spent years saying I trusted God," Michael admitted, "but I never trusted him enough to pick up the phone." Daniel nodded. "I called it peace, but it was just distance." Daniel reached for his brother's hand. "Let's not let this fight follow us into the new year," he said. Michael squeezed back, firmly. "I don't want to carry it any longer." Midnight passed, not with fireworks, not with parties, but with reconciliation. Not every new year needs a resolution. Some need reconciliation. If this story stirred something in you, don't wait for another year. Reach out. Subscribe for more stories.